and welcome everyone to the Chompcast, the official podcast of Sword Chomp. Thank you for downloading or streaming our podcast, taking some time out of your busy life to listen to us. My name is Morgan Barnes. I'll be your host today. I'm podcasting from Montana, and I'm joined by my good friends and fellow co-hosts from all over the states, and I guess I should say all over the world in this case. Joshua Fowler joining us from North Carolina. Hello, Josh.
Hey, guys.
We got Shay Layton joining us from Japan.
Hey, I'm back.
He's back, his valiant return, and of course, the horniest man in Texas, Anthony Fisher.
Howdy, partners.
That's including the steers.
Including.
I got all these steers under control, guys. You just take your pick.
I don't like the sound of that at all.
Me neither.
You know, I always think I'm going to throw Fish a curveball at the beginning of the show because I just want to see what happens. And then sometimes after I throw that curveball, I'm just like, maybe that wasn't the best idea.
Stop throwing those things at me.
Oh.
Just let me be normal.
All right. I got to waking everybody up. We got a magical little show today. The topic of the show, inspired by the news that Nintendo is making a Zelda game for mobile phones. I wanted to ask you guys, what gaming franchise would you love see coming to mobile devices? What gaming franchise do you want to see become a mobile game addiction for all of you? I think that would be a lot of fun, and just to see where that goes. We have our usual video game talk, including my foray into virtual reality with the PlayStation VR, which I got yesterday, and I've just been so excited to talk to you guys about it. It's ridiculous. And of course, yesterday's big Destiny 2 press conference is worthy of getting some time on the show. We have a plethora of Destiny 2 digital jazz to play for our listeners. So this should be a lot of fun. You like that reference, Josh? Does anybody else get the digital jazz reference?
It doesn't sound like a good idea, digital jazz.
No. What was it? Maybe it was bio-digital jazz. I don't know. It was something from Tron. I want to say it was digital jazz. It's one of, one of Jeff Bridges' great lines. Apparently I'm alone in this world, but yeah, that's why I said you're the horniest man in Texas, Fish, because Destiny 2 dropped yesterday, all the magical information, gameplay reveal, all that good stuff. So.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I had a
plethora.
He's still coming down.
Yes. He's gonna be rock hard from here until, what is it, September 8th? Is that the release date, Fish?
Yep, that's a long ways away.
Man, they say, Fish, if it lasts longer than 3 hours, you have to go see your doctor. You know that, right?
Yep. Or more than 3 months, I guess, in this case.
3 months of anticipation. But no, that's gonna be a lot of fun. I know a lot of our listeners want to hear us talk some Destiny 2 because that was a huge reveal. So should be a lot of fun. Big show today. Okay, so that's the topic of the show. Mobile games. We kind of discussed it a little while back, how we were all kind of getting into mobile games a little bit, and how we thought that was sort of going to be the trend going forward. But I wanted to pick you guys' brain as avid gamers, but just good friends of mine. Like, now that you kind of see where we're going with mobile games, like what series or franchise would you love to see come to the mobile game arena? So I will throw it to you first, Shay, joining us again back. You weren't here last week, so we're glad you're joining us again, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, which way did you kind of see this question going in your mind?
I was thinking like a Call of Duty mobile game where you just reload your gun and aim, and that's all you do in the mobile game. That way you can practice.
So a reload simulator. I like it.
Reload and aim simulator, to be more precise.
Can they at least have the most important part of Call of Duty, though, that chat? Can we at least have like a reload simulator with live chat?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, just have your
people
phone
still call
curse
us.
at you.
Yeah,
Curse at you just randomly throughout the day.
that'd be great.
Yeah.
It's like you have another.
It'd be like you were
reload
playing the
mission to do.
game.
You have another reload mission, you fucking asshole. That's what I want.
Yeah, they'll just program
Just
it
like
to
I
be an
reloaded your
angry at 12.
mom.
Oh, Josh, you got this down.
No, in all seriousness, I would like to see a good mobile Pokemon game.
Oh.
Not, and that's not a. Actually, that is kind of a slam on Pokemon Go. No, I'd rather see like one that's like kind of based around the games, kind of. It's like in the Pocket Morty style for phone. That'd be cool.
Yeah, it's like actually
then-
closer to Pokemon proper than Pokemon Go.
Yeah, and maybe they could even introduce some of the Pokemon Go elements, like when you're, I don't know, when you're healing them with a potion, you have to kneel down and shoot them with a potion. Yeah, I got nothing.
He was trying.
Flick it at them.
So
Just kind
close.
of flick it.
Do you get something extra if you're using the bathroom and playing the game?
Yeah, you get another Paris and penis picture.
Oh.
Hmm.
No, that's interesting how I went, oh, and fish went, That's actually the
Okay,
background. That picture you sent us, Shay, of you catching that Paris with your penis in there, that actually is Fish's background on his phone.
Yeah, I haven't
I would
changed it.
expect nothing less.
He's a good man. I'm actually glad you brought this up, Shay, because this was my number 2. It didn't end up being my choice, but I was thinking about this in the shower today. I was like, you know what? I feel like with the death of the 3DS and that they're trying to move away from, obviously, and the evolution of the Switch, Nintendo's going to be kind of caught in a tough spot there where when they come out to make the next real Pokemon game, they're probably not going to want to put it on the 3DS because they're moving away from that altogether. And they might look at the Switch and say, this could work, but our install base is still a little too low for something as big as Pokemon. And they might, with this trend of mobile games, they might actually say, let's do it. Let's make the next Pokemon game a mobile.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible, but I don't know because they've generally charge full price for those. They'd have to really rethink what it means no matter which direction they go, because on the Switch it's going to be higher price than they've charged the entire time, unless they make it some sort of a downloadable affair. But on mobile, there's no way they're going to get someone to pay, $30-$40 for a mobile game. It just
What about you
people
guys?
don't
Ask
do that.
yourself. If they could break the trend. Like if you guys knew the only way to play the new real Pokemon game was going to be on your phone, but you had to pay $39.99, would you guys do it?
Probably not.
I would.
I would have a
I would
hard
too.
time doing that. I'd consider it, but that's a
But
that's
why?
a
You'd pay
tough thing.
You'd pay $39 for a Switch version of it. Like, what's the difference?
The difference is
I think
fucking
for-
buttons, man. Buttons. Real buttons.
Yes.
Instead of wishing and hoping that the machine does what you want it to do.
Oh, I
with
didn't think about that.
He already swayed Fish with his buttons on.
I need goddamn buttons in the fucking Pokemon game.
No, Fish, come back to my side. Come on.
Fuck no. I need to hold down B to run, damn it.
That's a weird
Well, it's a
desire.
it's an interesting dilemma though conceptually, right? Because realistically, we don't think it's going to be on the 3DS still, right?
I can't see them doing that again. I mean, they still have a decent install base, but I mean, really, they just came out with. I mean, really, I can see them doing basically the same engine for the next Pokemon game, and just putting it on Switch so it has actually enough power to not chug along like it did on the 3DS, and have higher resolution. Because really, the models they made for Sun and Moon, I can see them holding up with just sticking a higher resolution camera in there, maybe make a couple higher resolution textures, and it just working the way it was. And I
On a phone?
no, on the Switch.
Well, of course, on the Switch.
Yeah,
Well,
I really feel like they're more poised to go in that direction than they are to go towards mobile.
we'll
With
touch on that in a
with their
second, but
the last Pokemon game being what it
That's
was.
actually a good point, Josh. Hold that thought. I was going to ask Shay this because he confused me. So this was Shay's topic, or not Shay's topic. This was Shay's choice, Pokemon, and he said he wants to see a Pokemon game on mobile. But when I asked him if he would purchase it, he said no. So I'm confused.
Because presumably it's going to be a very high amount of storage, which is kind of an issue for me because, like, with how much is in a Pokemon game, all the calculations and everything that happens. Granted, I don't know too much about this, so if there's any listeners that can clarify this, that'd be great. But yeah, for me, it would be a big storage issue, and exactly what Josh said, a button thing. I mean, if I know going into it, it's going to be like a lesser version of the original, I'm cool with that. So something like Pocket Morty's was fine with me, even though it didn't have buttons, and it had a slight bigger amount of storage needed to, because it's free. But if I'm spending $40 on a Pokemon game, I don't want it to take up my phone storage, and I want buttons.
Well, this is the fun way that I'm trying to backtrack this conversation, because I think we kind of found ourselves in a weird gray area there. Like I almost hear, because you said you want a proper Pokemon game on phone, but the more you're talking about it, it almost sounds like you don't. You want like a conceited, broken down like shell of a Pokemon game for free.
I just want one that doesn't lose its interest in a few weeks.
Re-release Red and Blue in color or not on phone.
That would work.
$5. I would re-buy Red or Blue, Yellow even, one of those original two on the phone. Just put all the network features in there like they've had before. I would buy that in a heartbeat.
Really?
Yeah, something much more simple like we've already played, but with the network features added back in, put it on phone. I would absolutely snatch that up if they did something like that. And I can't see that being a huge development cost for them.
I don't know. I'd be a little offended if they're trying to sell me Red and Blue again. It's like, Jesus
Well, I mean,
Christ.
how many times have you bought the different Final Fantasies at this point? I mean, they keep releasing those and people keep buying them.
Well,
being able to play, you know, the original Red and Blue again without having to drag around, you know, a massive old Game Boy that uses, you know, 8.5 batteries every 30 minutes.
Yeah,
I'd be really down with that.
They did digitally release it on the 3DS for $10, so you could get it that way if you really wanted to. But
oh yeah, for the 20th anniversary or whatever it was. Yeah.
Yeah,
I could see them releasing that on mobile and going extremely well.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. Just release the original, because even though a lot of mobile games are kind of just like that grindy nature of stuff, which is weird, because a lot of times we complain here in the podcast in the past about grindy nature of games. We all love mobile games, which are at their essence grindy, which is weird to me. But we could do that for almost kind of like a purpose in Pokemon if they brought back the originals and put them on mobile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the controls would be pretty simple in that game, I guess. I mean, you could just swipe wherever you want to go. As far as, like, just your cursor goes. And
we've managed to control Pokemon Red and Blue via text chat on Twitch. So I can't imagine we couldn't do it on a mobile phone.
That's true. That was great. That was great. Yeah, I mean, I actually agreed with Shay's original thing. I think that Nintendo will do it, and I think they can do it. I just would be curious to see what concessions they make, because I just feel like when it comes to Pokemon, they're going to want the biggest install base, and I think it'd be amazing on the Switch, but I don't know if they're going to want to make that risk, because who knows if the install base of the Switch will be big enough. I mean, people like me and Shay and Fish, we don't have a Switch. So.
I think it definitely will by the time it comes out, because Sun and Moon just came out. I can't see them having another new thing in the series, because they've generally done a new game and then a remake and then a new game and a remake every couple of years, just off and on for the last decade or so. We just got the new game. I can see